We have a simple random sample, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, and cluster sampling. And of course, convenient sampling, which we can talk about, I guess. So a random sample or a simple random sample basically is when each subject in the population must have an equal chance of being selected. Example, choosing 7 students in a class of 30 at random for a pop quiz. So you see, there are 30 students in this class. I am picking 7 students at random, so I numbered them, picked 7 numbers at random, and those students are selected to take the quiz. It is random, and everyone had an equal chance of being selected. Systematic sampling is taken by numbering each member of the population, then selecting every kth number, where k is a natural number. For example, selecting every 4th student from a class of 30 for a presentation. We're basically going to assign numbers to all the students in the class and choose every 4th student from our list or our roster. So we're choosing the 4th student, the 8th student, the 12th student, the 16th student, those multiples of 4. Up until 28, because next one is 32. Then we have stratified sampling. That's when a population is divided into groups where the members of each group have similar characteristics, and members from each group are chosen at random. Here's an example. Dividing the college undergraduate student body based on their year in college and selecting a specific number from each level. So for example, we divided by freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, pick 100 freshmen at random, pick 100 sophomores at random, 150 juniors at random, and 200 seniors at random. As you can see, the numbers in the groups don't have to always be the same. Then we have cluster sampling, and it is using existing groups to represent the population used for the sample. The population is divided according to some groups, and a specific number of subgroups are selected using all the members in the subgroups. For example, if I take all the sections of Stats 250 that is offered, this is from the spring 2023, by the way, I am going to select 5 groups, 5 sections of Stats 250 at random to see how they feel about statistics. So we randomly selected Section 2, Section 21, Section 13, Section 6, and Section 5. And if you are a part of those 5 sections, then you will be administered the survey about how do you feel about statistics. So population is divided into groups, usually based on a location as well. We're choosing a certain number of groups at random, and then whoever is a part of those groups are now going to be a part of the study. And the last one, although not important to the review sheet, is known as convenient sampling. A researcher uses subjects who are convenient, easy to access. For example, here's my drawing. You're sitting outside of a bank for an hour and asking people who walk past the bank how much money is in their account. Kind of weird, but it's convenient if you're trying to figure out how much money people are saving. So with that said, we're now going to answer the questions. Identify the sampling technique used. 74. A market researcher randomly selected 100 drivers from under 45 years of age and 200 drivers over 45 years of age. Small caveat, we're not including the age of 45. So the age of 45 is excluded. Regardless, this is going to be a stratified sampling. The population is divided based on your age, either if you're older than 45 or you are younger than 45. And for those drivers who are in each group, who are in those groups, we are choosing a certain number of drivers from each group. 100 under 45, 200 over 45. That is stratified sampling. 75. A researcher randomly selects 50 of the nation's middle schools and interviews all the teachers at each of those schools. This here is an example of what we call cluster sampling. This is a cluster sample because out of all of the nation's middle schools, out of all the middle schools in the United States, we are choosing 50 of those middle schools at random. And if you are a teacher in those 50 schools, you are now a part of the interview. This is a cluster. The school buildings are a cluster for teachers. Now we have number 76. It says to ensure customer satisfaction. What is satisfaction? Satisfaction. Every fifth phone call received by customer service will be monitored. So I kind of botched that. But this is an example of systematic sampling. Because we're choosing every fifth customer. So if you are the fifth customer of the call, the 10th customer of the call, the 15th, the 20th, the 25th customer, so on and so forth, your call will be monitored. Number 77, a lobbyist for a major aerospace firm assigns a number to each legislator and then uses a computer to randomly generate 10 numbers. The lobbyist contacts the legislator corresponding to these numbers. This is an example of a simple random sampling. The reason why? Every lobbyist for this major aerospace firm has an equal chance of being selected. We give each of those lobbyists a number, and then the computer generates at random which 10 lobbyists are chosen. This is an example of simple random. Not every fifth person. We're not dividing based on a characteristic like maybe gender or age or race or whatever and pick it from each group. And then we're not looking at different locations, choosing different locations at random and selecting all of the lobbyists. Simple and random. So there you go. That is it to 74 through 77. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.